here today, we are every Friday evening, because we are trying to stop the United States government from extraditing Julian Assange, who is not even an American citizen, to the United States. The United States wants to lock Julian Assange up for the rest of his life. They want to sentence him for 175 years to be served in solitary confinement with no contact to the outside world. They want to lock Julian Assange away because, as a journalist, he founded WikiLeaks, which told the world, exposed the world, the truth behind all the wars that America has started in the late 20th century and the early 20th century. WikiLeaks revealed to us the war crimes committed in Iraq, in Syria, in Afghanistan. We know through WikiLeaks about collateral murder. Because WikiLeaks existed, Private Chelsea Manning, who was aware that civilians had been murdered by an American helicopter gunship, and she had the evidence. She released it to WikiLeaks, and so the world knows the truth. The United States wants to fears any independent journalism, particularly journalism as good as WikiLeaks, and they are trying to shut it down. If they succeed in shutting down WikiLeaks, then from now on any other journalist also has reason to fear being extradited. Julian Assange
is a hero.
A 50-year sentence, 50-week sentence that expired 1.5 years ago. For 1.5 years, Julian Assange has still been held illegally in Belmarsh prison.
As a
he
remand
has still been held in solitary confinement for 22 hours a day, and he is there to be tried so the United States can extradite him. This is completely illegal. The Australian government, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, knows that this is illegal. He knows that if he were to ring up Boris Johnson and tell Boris Johnson that you are illegally holding an Australian citizen, Julian Assange, and release him now, they would do it right away. Julian would be free. That's all it takes.
Yes, that's all it takes.
In the face of world public opinion, in the face of world leaders like Mexican President Obrero, like the German Parliament, like thousands of people who are crying out all over the world for Julian Assange's freedom, you cannot go on and defy the Australian government in this circumstance. The only reason they can get away with it is because the Australian government is silent about Julian Assange. Whilst thousands of people around the world screaming out for Julian Assange, the Australian government is doing nothing.
Wake up,
there are
Australia!
members of the Australian Parliament that want this to be debated. There are a parliamentary support group for Julian Assange who want to hold to account this Labor government, and before that the previous Boris government, for doing nothing for Julian Assange, or worse even, colluding with the British government against Julian Assange.
Shame!
In 2020, independent Member of Parliament Andrew Wilkie tried to move a motion in support of Julian Assange and was stopped through some bureaucratic rule. Last year in June, Labor MP Julian Hill tried to move a motion in support of Julian Assange, and that wasn't allowed. Now, why on earth would Prime Minister what on earth would Prime Minister Anthony Albanese have to fear from a debate on Julian Assange? Why can't he just allow the debate to proceed and tell the Australian people why the Australian government can do nothing for Julian Assange, or why he thinks Julian Assange deserves to be extradited to the United States? That's all it would take. Anthony Albanese is telling the truth. Anthony Albanese is doing everything he can for Julian Assange. He can make this clear in a debate. The fact is, Anthony Albanese said very, very little about Julian Assange. Every sentence here, a few paragraphs there, he said nothing. He avoids the subject. Clearly Anthony Albanese is hiding something, and that's not good enough. Next Parliament sitting, which starts on the 5th of September, we have to make sure that our Parliament finally after 2.5 years of illegal imprisonment, of totally illegal imprisonment of Julian Assange, we must ensure that our Parliament finally debates the issue of Julian Assange. We have to get on to every one of our local members of Parliament, every one of our state senators, and tell them, if nothing else, even if they oppose Julian Assange, at least allow those in your Parliament who support Julian Assange to put their case for Julian Assange and tell us...
Bring him home.
And put their case to it. What will happen, almost certainly, is that in such a debate, the people who support Julian Assange will be able to show that the whole case against Julian Assange is a lie. They'll be able to show, as I have said here, that the Australian government could, if it wanted to, free Julian Assange today. And that is what the Parliament is trying to stop. What kind of a Parliament won't even allow its members to debate such a critical issue, such a world-famous journalist as Julian Assange. So we have to keep doing this. The longer this goes on, the more we can make this government, and the more the government will have to answer for. The main thing is not to give up. We know the facts are clearly on our side, the facts are clearly on Julian Assange's side. The facts are on the side of those people in our Parliament and around the world who want to stand up for Julian Assange. And at some time, our members of Parliament are going to answer to the Australian people and to the rest of the world who also support Julian Assange for the inaction over Julian Assange. They'll have to explain why they chose to do nothing whilst Julian Assange is being locked away for 22 hours a day in solitary confinement in conditions to describe as torture. Thank you.